I'm Harry Anderson. I'm supposed to tell you about the Macintosh and how it provides easy access. Easy access for disabled people. How Apple computers were designed with disabled folks in mind. Yeah, right. Actually, the first Macintosh looked something like this. There were several basic problems with the original Macintosh computer, starting with the fact that many disabled people couldn't even turn it on. So, some folks at Apple invited their engineers in for a little meeting. Now, these engineers were not disabled, although one had actually met a disabled person once, or so he said. Anyway, they put these engineers in a room and set them each down in front of a Macintosh, like this one. Then they locked the door, and they said, now, try using the machine that you designed, but this time, don't use your hands. Huh, forget about the keyboard. Hey, I was looking for this. Anyway, those engineers got the point. They went back to their little rooms and they redesigned the box. As a result of that meeting, a whole series of improvements were made to future versions of the Macintosh. Let me show you. Along the way, those engineers discovered that what's convenient for disabled folks is probably convenient for the able-bodied as well. They could have figured that out by looking at the curb cut in any sidewalk. For example, notice how the machine helps you put the disc in and returns it gracefully, so it's easy to grab. Thank you. Good thing there's no latch over the disk drive. Now, sometimes, when the Macintosh wants your attention, it makes a little beep, like this. You guys hear something?
Yeah!
I didn't. Let's fix this. Now, instead of a beep, the menu bar flashes. When typing, one should always press lightly on the key, lest it repeat again and again. Or you can just shut off the repeat key function altogether. Now we're getting somewhere. You sense a pattern here? So, now you can turn the Mac on, but how do you make it work for you? Do I have to tell you everything? Every Mac has some very useful features built into it, particularly if you have trouble typing or seeing the screen. For example, let's say that you want to type a command that requires that you hold down two keys at the same time, such as opening a new file, but you are only able to hold down one key at a time. Here's the solution. Now, I'm supposed to hit this shift key 5 times and say, there's no place like home, there's no place like home. Voila, sticky keys. You can tell by this little icon. Now I can hit the keys one at a time, and it's like I've hit them simultaneously. That's 1. That's 2. And if that's a little small for some of you to see, Apple has built in something called Close View, which lets you see it bigger and bigger. And you get the point. This is a marvelous device, if you can use it. If you can't, and a lot of people can't, those clever engineers at Apple have designed an alternative. It's called mouse keys. Remember that. There's a quiz later. Now, I don't need the mouse at all, because with mouse keys, everything the mouse controls, I can now control with these numbers. They're like the points on a compass. That's a new one. Even with the design features built into and onto the Macintosh, it still isn't accessible to everyone. So, a number of companies have engineered some sophisticated electronic curb cuts. Like this little device. It's called Voice Navigator. It allows you to simply tell your Mac what you want it to do. Launch MacWrite. Open Memo. It doesn't talk back. And it doesn't make typos. Or this device, called a Headmaster. It's what a mouse and keyboard would be like if they'd been designed by somebody paralyzed from the neck down. Or this remarkable piece of software called Outspoken, which lets you see what you're doing on the screen, even when you can't see what you're doing on the screen.
Tell them about the other doors, Harry.
I will. Just one more thing. As you know, these devices are useless to a lot of people. You should be able to operate this computer even if all you can do is this, or this, or this. Wow. That's where this little box comes in. It's called Connects, and it allows your computer to work in all those ways, and a lot more.
Tell them about the other doors, Harry.
All right, okay. Sheesh, everyone's a director. You know, I can't tell you everything you want to know, but if you keep watching this tape, you will find out where to get more information. Looks like our story's come to an end. And like all good stories, it ends at the beginning. Because now that the Macintosh is accessible to people with almost any disability, the question is, what are you going to do with it? Well, if you ask me, I'll settle for Nirvana.